Hello everyone, and welcome back to this tutorial series about Next.js and Strapi. In the previous video, we managed to parse the company so as to be able to consume them immediately in our React components, regardless of the fact that they're coming from Strapi. But what about a job? So if I go to our test API and I get the jobs instead of the companies, we see that the format is still very Strapi centric, right? Meaning that we can't feed this data straight into our React components because you still have this attributes field and the images. The company is still not parsed. Same thing for the images and so on. So obviously we have to do some work and parse the job, okay? But we have also data like the how is it called, like the date here, which is not parsed, right? We don't want to display the dates like this in our React components, in our UI. Okay, so we need to parse the dates, and we also need to parse the tags. Let's see the tags here. Obviously we would ideally want to have to return only the list here of the tags that are relevant for a particular job here, without having to return all these things that are very related to Strapi and not and have nothing to do with our React components. So in this video, before we go we move to parsing the jobs, we first need to parse both the time and the skills tags, okay? And once we're done with that, we're gonna be able to parse the actual job. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did for the company. So let's start by implementing a date reducer. Okay, so I'm going to import the date time library. So import date from date and time, which is the library that we installed in earlier videos in this tutorial series. Export const date reducer equals to date string. All right, we get the date string, and what we return, first of all, let's create that object. Date object equals to date dot parse, and then the date string that we get in. All right, we want to split that. Remember, see how it looks. This is how it looks here. So we split by this t that you can see here. Let me zoom a little bit so you can see it well. We split based on this t here, and the part that we're interested in is the second part here, okay? And that second part we're gonna, so we split like that, and we get the first part is what we want, okay? And we want to pass it into an object first, okay? Like this. I think this is good. And then the month, and then the date, right, just like it is here. 4 characters for the year, 2 characters for the month, and 2 characters for the date. All right, once we have that, this is now a JavaScript object. What we want to return is the date, okay? So we return date obj dot to date string, basically date string, and this is going to return a nicely formatted date string for us, okay? So that's the first reducer for the date. Now how about the reducer for the skills tags? Okay, let's do the same thing. Skills reducer equals to tags field, okay? What we do is if the tags field is empty, well, we have nothing to do, so we return an empty array. Otherwise, let tags equals to the tags that we are going to filter. All right, and we're going to iterate on the tags field using the map, and it has data inside. So if we look at it here again, skills tags, you see it has this data thing. All right, and these are the things that we are interested in, like this array. Each of the elements in here are the things that we are interested in. Okay, so for this one is a good example because it has a lot of skill tags attached to this particular job. At the end of the day, we want to replace this and have only an array. So for each skill tag inside what you're interested in is simply the name and nothing else. Okay, so we're going to drill down and get the data, and for each element, what we're going to do, we're going to fetch the attributes of that element, and within those attributes, the only one that is of interest for us is the name. So let's do that. Data and then map. All right, and then we have the raw tag, and once we have that, what we want to do is going to get the tag equals to raw tag. Okay, dot attributes dot name. All right, and then we're going to push that to tags. Push. Okay, tag. Very good. And then obviously we want to return this here like this. Tags. Very, very good. All right, so with that, we have implemented the reducers both for the date, okay, and for the tags, right? Obviously, we are not using that yet in the jobs because you are still returning the raw jobs all over the place, right? So here, here, and here. All right, so in the next video, we're going to see how to use these reducers to display the properly formatted jobs. Okay, but I think before we even go there, one last thing that we will need to do is to also parse the rich text, because at the moment here these are not parsed. So let's do that in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I see you there. Bye.